Hello and welcome back to another episode of Math with So. Today we're going to be solving some square root equations. So let's get into it. Now the first thing you have to do to solve a square root equation is get that radical, that square root symbol by itself. And normally that would be as simple as just subtracting 3 in this case. So if we subtracted 3 from both sides, we'd have the square root of x is equal to 4. And then you square both sides. To cancel out a square root, you would square both sides, and we would get x is equal to 16. Now, with square roots, you must check your solution because sometimes it will not actually work. So you need to check your solution by plugging in the 16. If we plug in the 16, the square root of 16 plus 3 had better equal 7. And if it doesn't, no bueno. Well, the square root of 16 is 4. Plus 3, and that does equal 7, so this one does work out. You need to check your solutions because you might do everything right and still get it wrong. All right, let's do another one. Let's say we got square root of x minus 3 plus 4 equals, let's go with 2. Okay? So isolate the square root here. Would not be that hard. Actually, I'm gonna change the problem slightly. Let's make it we'll keep it as 2. We'll keep it as 2. Sorry. We'll get another example. Subtract the 4, square root of x minus 3 would equal negative 2 because 2 minus 4 is negative 2. And then from here, we are going to square both sides again because even though it's an x minus 3, it's still all underneath that square root symbol. If we square both sides, it would cancel that, and negative 2 squared is equal to 4. And if we add 3, we get x is equal to 7. And just like before, you need to check your answer. Check your answer. If you plug in 7, we get 7 minus 3. Square root of that, plus 4, had better equal 2. Well, the square root of 4 plus 4 is 2. And 2 plus 4 does not equal 2. Does that mean we screwed up? No, it does not mean we screwed up. It does mean, however, that there is no solution to this entire thing. And we got fooled because 7 did not work. That is known as an extraneous solution, which please do not ask me to spell it. I don't know how. It's so long. And the main reason why is because a square root can never equal a negative number. So when we were at the square root of x minus 3, equaled negative 2, that in and of itself meant this was going to be no solution because square roots can never actually spit out a negative answer. So that's why it happened. Now, it doesn't mean that x can't equal a negative number. X could equal negative 3 or negative 5 or something weird like that and still actually work out. Always check your solutions. You never know. You never know. All right, one more. Let's say we have 3 square root of x plus 1 minus, what do we want? Let's go with 8 equals 5. Add 8 to the other side of the equal sign. Oh, I don't want it to be a 5. I want it to be a 4. Excuse me, sorry. If we add 8 to both sides, we get 3 square root of x plus 1 equals 12. Divide by 3, square root of x plus 1 would equal 4. So with that 3 in front, we divide. That's the big thing there. With the 3 in front, you divide. Square both sides, x plus 1 would equal 16. Which, of course, means when we subtract 1, x would equal 15. Plug in the 15, see if it works out. We got 3 times 15 plus 1 minus 8. Needs to equal 4 because I changed it. So if we do that, we get the 3 times the square root of 16 minus 8 had better equal 4. Well, 3 times the square root of 16 is 4 minus 8 does in fact equal 4 because that's 12 minus 8 equals 4. So that worked out. We win. We got an answer. It didn't equal no solution, and we're happy about it. Okay, Let's see if I can find one where we get x's to be an equal to a negative number. Okay, so let's see if we have that as even a possibility. Let's say I had x plus 10 equals, we'll go with 2. Okay? Immediately, you can square both sides to where they cancel. And you get x plus 10 equals 4. If we subtract 10, x would equal negative 6. Even though x is negative, this is still going to be a correct solution because the square root of negative 6 plus 10 does in fact equal 2 because that's the square root of 4, and that equals 2, which is a win. All right? I got one more for you. This one more for you looks like it's one of the hardest ones, but it's actually one of the easier ones. And that would be, what do you do when you get like a square root on both sides of the equal sign? And the answer to that question is they go away. Technically, you could square both sides, but it's really just going to be x plus 2 equals 2x minus 4. And if you solve that, the square roots don't matter because what's underneath needs to equal what's underneath of the square root. So I am going to personally move the x over. 2 would equal 1x minus 4. Add 4. 6 would equal 1x. And hooray, x is equal to 6. If you plug in 6 to both of the x's, we would end up with the square root of 6 plus 2 equals the square root of 2 times 6 minus 4. We end up with the square root of 8 and the square root of 12. Oh, 12 minus 4 is 8. Apologize for being off of the equal of the screen. Now, with the square roots on either side, as well as in general, you can't have an x value plug in and force you to square root a negative number, nor can it equal a negative number. So you just need to be always checking your answers and making sure that they are done correctly. All right, that's going to do it for this one. I will see y'all in the next one. Stay positive. Bye.